What is good, y'all? KipUp here, and here we are for some world's longest OU tournament gameplay. And I guess it's not gameplay because it's not a new game or anything. It's just a matchup between me and TopLel, TopKek. Now, I have decided to join a bunch of tournaments, specifically OU tournaments, although I will be joining NU as they come out when the tier develops, because I do want to be really good at OU. My goal is to make it to almost SPL level play by the end of the year, and I feel like I really can do that if I challenge myself. And one way to challenge myself is to join tournaments. Either I do excel and I make good teams and I really learn the meta, or I fall flat on my face and I learn from it. So either way, I do feel like I will be getting better at the game. I have joined the world's longest OU tournament along with the OU circuit. The OU circuit is double elimination. This is single elimination. I was put into a midweek matchup with TopLel, TopKek, and I did not do my homework on this guy, honestly, at all. And I do regret that. I didn't see, the teams he likes to use, any of his replays. I just saw on his profile that he joins a lot of tournaments, and that was about all the homework I did. So, yeah, that's about it. I assumed that he would play offense because a lot of this meta is offense, so I decided to make an offensive team of my own, along with Shay. But let's kind of explain his team first. He has 4 potential hazard removers. That is Crobat, Finny, Pheromosa, and Salamence. But Finny and Crobat make basically their whole niche based off hazard removal, so it's probably one of those two. He has 1 form of hazards, which is his Alolan Marowak, which is nice because most of my team actually threatens that. His big sweepers are Pheromosa and Salamence, and his Magnezone is super annoying for my Skarmory. His team looks very offensive. Biggest threats yet again are the Pheromosa and the Salamence. If the Salamence gets a +2 speed, I lose. If Pheromosa gets a speed boost, I lose, basically. So those were 2 of the bigger things that I had to deal with. Yeah, okay. So let's get into my team just a little bit. Shay and I wanted to make a team off Amon that would just blow teams out of the water if I set up. So we decided on Z Snatch Hoopa Unbound. Now Z Snatch gives you +2 speed when you use it. So I EV'd it so that it would outspeed Pheromosa if it wasn't max speed Pheromosa if it wasn't Choice Scarf. So that's what we went with. It also had Hyperspace Fury, Psychic, Focus Blast, and the Snatch. We had Mega Venusaur just as a possible Ash Greninja answer. It was max Spit F, near max HP with like 8 special attack. Leech Seed, Giga Drain, Synthesis, and Sludge Bomb was its set. Basically, it was there to annoy all of his mons. Yeah, that was about it. I was really concerned about Ash Greninja with this team. Like, if you look at this team, it really doesn't stand much of a chance to Ash Greninja. So, one thing I really try to do is make this team, Greninja proof. Next up, we do have our Defog and Tapu Fini. Nothing really special about it, except it runs a touch more speed than normal defensive Tapu Finis do. Next up, we do have Scarf Pheromosa, and this is a really weird set. And I will admit that it's very weird. I did not invest at all in attack, but it has a plus attack nature. It is fully invested in speed and special attack. And its set is U-Turn, High Jump Kick, Bug Buzz, and Ice Beam. Kind of weird, a little bit weird, but I had Bug Buzz so that if you ever set up with them on with a sub, then I could blow through that sub and perhaps do a lot of damage with Bug Buzz. Ice Beam is for the Menses, the Landos, the Zygardes, the typical suspects. High Jump Kick and U-Turn were just strong stabs. And yeah, that was my Pheromosa. Basically, if his Pheromosa got a speed boost, then mine didn't stand a chance against his. So that's very not good. Skarmory was dual hazard, so Stealth Rock and Spikes. Also had Roost and Brave Bird. I didn't really recognize it at first, but I really did have to play around the Magnezone in order to get my hazards up and to pressure his team. His Finny or his Crobat could obviously defog that pretty quickly without being threatened by the Skarmory. But the point was, get the hazards up and try to force as many switches as possible. And lastly, we did have Scarf Garchomp, because I do like running double Scarf on highly offensive teams. It had Dragon Claw, Earthquake, Outrage, and I forget what else, honestly. Dragon Claw, Earthquake, Outrage, and I honestly forget. I think maybe I had HP Ice because I was actually that afraid of... No, I had Poison Jab. I had Poison Jab. Okay. I had Poison Jab for the Tapus. The point of this was basically to sweep at the end of the game if I could. And, yeah. We'll see how this match goes. I did play this yesterday. This is my first OU tournament match ever. So he leads the Finny, I lead Faramosa. Obviously, I can't keep Faramosa in, so I switch out hard in the Skarmory as he Nature's Madnesses. Hits and drops me 50%. I make a really bad play here. For God knows why I saw this and thought, free rocks. So, I go for my Stealth Rock here, and I lose my Skarmory on turn 3 just to get rocks up. So that's very unfortunate for me. He just Volt Switches, and he goes back on to Tapu Fini. Presumably a defog, so I go back into my Mega Venusaur. This is terrible because not only was Skarm an alright defensive switch in, but I can't get my hazards up at all. I have nothing that would get hazards up. And he can defog almost for free at this stage, so it was really, really unfortunate to lose it that quick. So I'm already really down to a deficit, and I have one less switch in for all of his threats. He goes Crobat here as I decide to Mega Evolve, and I go for the Sludge Bomb. I do 25%, so it is relatively low. I go into my Tapu Fini, and this is really cool. He uses Super Fang and drops me to 50% here. Now, I thought this was really cool because Super Fang and Nature's Madness, the combination of those two in the Crobat and the Tapu Fini, make sure that his sweepers had to do a lot less work to beat me, so I thought that was just a really cool team building. No reason to really call that a great play, because I mean, it's a good play, yeah, but it's really predictable. If I knew, he'd use Super Fang. But anyway, I just thought that was really cool team building. So I am down to 57% at this point on my Tapu Fini. He decides to Roost as I just surf to gauge the damage. And I find out very quickly I'm not going to beat this Crobat easily. He Toxics me because my Misty Terrain runs out, and I can just basically Nature's Madness. Now at this point, I switch out to Garchomp assuming that he would Brave Bird here. He does not. And now I'm assuming that he'll switch out because he thinks I'm going to have Stone Edge. So I thought his best play is either the Magnezone or the Tapu Fini. I would 2-hit KO the Tapu Fini after Rocks. So if I just Earthquaked, then I would be perfectly fine. So I do Earthquake. I not only show that I'm Scarf, but I also get Super Fanged here again. So that is a real bad issue. I switch back on the Tapu Fini. And at this point, I just kind of have to keep clicking Nature's Madness until I die, and I keep it nice and low. So you do see I'm very low at this point. I'm relying on Leftovers as my only form of recovery. He can keep roosting, and he can bank off Nature's Madnessing, possibly missing because it's only 90% accurate. Makes the good play here. Brave Birds only loses 3% of his health. So now I'm down 6-4, and the end is pretty much nowhere in sight. I bring out Faramosa. It is fairly obvious that I'm just going to go for the Ice Beam here, but I didn't want to overpredict, so I just go for the Ice Beam again. I didn't want to overpredict because obviously that already ended out really badly once. So goes back on to Tapu Fini. Very unfortunate for me. He gets the freest defog ever off, but he actually chooses Nature's Madness. Not sure about that play. I guess it's okay because he gets the defog off anyway. But I get my Sludge Bomb off and I crit. Not sure how much that crit mattered because Venusaur's special attack is very high. He was probably defensive, and that's about all I can say. It was a super effective hit. So I'm not sure how much it mattered. I did say sorry, and I did feel bad that the crit happened, but I really don't know if that mattered whatsoever. So I'm now down 6-5. Still in real trouble because the Crobat is here. He brings out the Crobat, the huge threat right here, and he Brave Birds me. So I lose Venusaur. Venusaur, if you look, didn't have too much viability beyond this. Maybe it tanked a Specs move from Faramosa or something, but that was really as much as it could do. I go Garchomp here, and I'm just literally just trying to kill. So he correctly sacks his Crobat, or I think that's the right play. And he goes into Magnezone. Now I'll go into Hoopa U because Hoopa Unbound actually has pretty good SpDef, not high HP. But pretty good SpDef. I'm a minus SpDef nature, but its SpDef is like base 110 or something. So I know I can tank any one hit without a special defense drop if you use like Flash Cannon or something, which he does. I take 40%, and now it's the time to use the Snatch and see if maybe I can get a couple kills to come back. So that's exactly what I do here. I do Z Snatch, and I do get to +2 speed. I am free to Hyperspace Fury here, and I don't kill the Marowak, which is unfortunate. Luckily, he didn't Flare Blitz or anything. That would have been way worse for me. But I am free to knock out the Marowak. Hoopa does get a kill, thankfully. And I Focus Blast, and I miss. I'm pretty sure I killed the Magnezone, because you'll see later he is either Scarf or Specs. He stays in to sack his Magnezone. I don't know why he didn't switch out here, because he probably could have sacked. But he's either Scarf or Specs here. And I'm actually able to knock him out with the Outrage. So as you guys saw, if I hit the Focus Blast, his Magnezone was probably long gone. At this point, Garchomp is confused. I did luckily get a 3-turn Outrage to kill the Magnezone. However, now I have to be wary of the Pheromosa and the Ments. And honestly, my only play when he brings out the Pheromosa here is to not switch out. So he actually wasn't Scarf or anything. I break through Confusion and I actually kill the Pheromosa. So now the game's actually over. The game really is over. Unless he gets 2 Dragon Dances up, which he does not. I decided to stay in because I can risk 1 D-Dance, and I actually break through Confusion and win 2-0. Good game to TopLel, TopKek. Incredibly close, very scary, but glad we mounted this comeback. I did learn a lot. This team was weak to a lot of things, but then again it was offense. So we are moving on in the world's longest OU tournament. I'll also bring you guys OU circuit whenever, it begins. I haven't been told who I match up against yet. But yeah, we are in a couple tournaments, and we have won our very first game. Thank you guys very much for watching. If you guys want this team, I will leave it in a Hayspin below. Additionally, post on my Mammo Just Win Smogon account teams that you guys want me to use. I'll use them for lives. I might even use them for tournament games if they're actually that good. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I will talk to you guys soon. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.